sauce, let's get right back to where we stopped in the last episode. So over the last couple of videos, we've been building out the different tab screens in our WhatsApp clone. Today, we're going to be focused on the channel tab screen, which is going to be responsible for showing the list of channels that a currently logged in user belongs to. It looks pretty simple, and it's just a replication of what we have in the simulator. So let's get right to it. Let's start writing some code. We're going to go into our channel folder. We're going to create another folder and call it views, since we are following the MVVM pattern. Okay, then we're going to create a new SwiftUI file, and we're going to call it channel tab screen. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. And let's get to writing some code. So we have a navigation stack, and I'm just following this. We have a navigation stack right here. So because of the navigation title, we have a search bar, we have some toolbar items up here, and we have a list. So let's get right to that. So navigation stack, the list, the navigation stack needs a title, but first off, let's resume our SwiftUI preview. Okay, now we're going to say navigation title, I think it's chats, yep. And we are going to say searchable, which is what allows us to have a search bar. We're going to create a state property called search text, and that's just going to be an empty string. And it's going to be $search text. Let's see what that looks like. Boom. Okay, we are making progress. All right, next up on our item list, let us build out this toolbar items here. So we have trailing, we have leading and trailing toolbar items. As usual, we need to append the toolbar modifier to our view, and I'm going to create an extension as always for the channel tab screen and start building out the toolbar item. Okay, so I'm going to have the leading nav items here. All right, what is the leading navigation item? I'm going to exit out of Xcode, and honestly, I will leave it in this mode so we can see what we're trying to rebuild. If you click on the completed project, it looks like a menu. So let's go ahead and do that. We need a toolbar item, okay, that has a placement, and the placement is going to be leading, and the content is just going to be a menu that has a label. So menu with label. Let me expand this a little bit just so we can see what we're working with. And the label is just going to be image, system image. I'm basically trying to do this ellipsis with dots. So ellipsis dot circle, I think that's the name of the SF symbol. Let's see what comes up. Does it come up? Just waiting for the SwiftUI preview. All right, it does. It does. Okay, now we're going to add a button inside of our menu. The button is going to be, the label of the button is actually going to be a label. And the label is going to have a title that says, and the way I'm getting this from this, by the way. This is the completed project, and when I click on it, it shows select chats. So I'm going to have select chats, and I want it to have a system image of, I think that's checkmark.circle. That feels right. All right, come on, Xcode. There we go. So, okay. First up, I'm going to close off this mini map just so we can have a little bit more space. And we are making progress. We need to do the same thing for the trailing navigation item, so I'm going to create that. This one needs a toolbar group. The placement is going to be trailing. And we have 3 contents in it, because if you look at this, this is a group of toolbar items that has an AI button, a camera button, and like a new chat button. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's create some, some private function to handle that. We're going to call this AI button. It's just going to be of some view. And we're just going to create a button with a label. And the label is going to be what? It looks like a gradient. It looks like some sort of a gradient. Or actually, I think it's an image that we have in the assets already. It's a circle, yeah. And the way I'm getting the circle from our assets. We already imported our assets in prior episodes. And let's see if I can find it. Where is the circle? If I go into chats, as you can see, we have an asset called circle. So, okay, back to business. We have AI button. I'm going to add that into our trailing navigation items. Let's see if it comes up. Did we already have the trailing? Well, let's have the trailing nav item inside of our toolbar closure. All right, that looks pretty good. And based on the fact that I'm lazy, I'm going to copy this AI button and paste it. And I'm going to call this new chat button. I'm going to add the new chat button to our toolbar item as well. New chat button. And instead of it being, I'll do another one again. I'll call it camera button. Camera button. I'll take the camera button. I'll put it in here as well inside of the trailing navigation item closure. Now let's go change the images to match the actual design. So the camera button should be a camera icon. So this we can use a system image for. System name is just going to be camera. Okay, boom, we're making progress. And now the new chat button, I believe we have an image asset for that. And the name of the image asset is plus. Okay, that looks pretty good. The only thing I would like to do is to arrange it to match what we have here. So I'm going to take the new chat button and I'm going to put that at the end instead of in the middle. And that looks pretty good. We are done building out our toolbar items. And one of the reasons why I like to extract my toolbar items out of the view is you can imagine all those menus, all those buttons that we have here. Imagine if we shoved all of that right into this toolbar closure. Like, it would just be a lot to read, and it would just be a nightmare to deal with when you're trying to ascertain what's going on in your view body. And I'm sure we're going to get to appreciate this as we start to build on this project and as the code base starts to get bigger. But moving on, we need to build out our list items. So this looks pretty easy. It looks like we have some sort of an archive button at the top and a list of channel items. So let's start with the archive button. Let's start with the archive button. And that's just going to be another button. So, you know, for laziness sake, I'll copy the camera button, paste it below, and I'm going to say, rename it to archived button. And I'm going to change the label to be a label, the button label to be label with system image. So the name is archived, and the system image looks like it's archive. Actually, let me look that up on SF symbol. Archive box.fill. I'm rebuilding this, by the way. Okay, and then we're going to go inside of our list and just throw archive button inside of it. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, that looks pretty good. We do need to change a couple of things. Let's see here for a second. What do we really need to change? Okay, let's edit the archive button a little better. So let's make it bold. Let's change let's add a pattern and make the foreground color be gray. Okay, and also let's go up here and change our list style, because right now that's not matching what we want or what we have on the left side. So I think the list style that we're looking for is plain. So I'm going to say list style, plain. There we go. There we go. Boom. We're making progress. We are making progress, guys. Just hang in there. Okay. Oh, I had body. That should be bold. Sorry, guys. I was wondering, like, why isn't it bold? Okay, that matches that. So the only bit that's left is the actual channel item. So let's see. How do we want to approach this? How do we want to do this? So we need some sort of a channel item view. So I'm honestly just going to go in here and create a new view, a new component inside of our views, and call it channel item view. And again, I'm calling it a view and not a screen because it's not a full screen. It's a component. I went into this very early on in the first couple of videos. I don't know if that's helpful. Why is this screaming at us? Oh, we have something called channel item view here. Let's rename this, guys. Sorry about that. Channel item view. Well, let's just call this broadcast item view. Who cares? Channel broadcast. Oh no, suggested channel item view. That looks like what that is. Suggested channel item view. So this is inside of our updates tab screen, by the way, and it's referring to this, guys. So now with that solved, let's go back to building our channel item view. Okay, so what's our channel item view? It's just a H stack with a bunch of V stacks, and it should be pretty straightforward. Let's get right into it. So we have an H stack. Let's make the alignments top because we want the time button to be on the top, and of course the name as well. I hate this Xcode completion bullshit. Excuse my language. Alignment top. Let's give it a spacing of 10. And let's just add a circle as a placeholder. The circle needs a frame and width of, I don't know, 60. What do you guys think? And height of 60. This is just going to be a placeholder for the profile image view until we roll in Kingfisher or Nuke or one of those other third-party libraries to help us handle image. Okay, what else do we need? We need a V-stack, and of course, we need to have a leading alignment as well. And let's, give it a spacing of like 3 as well. So that is the text and like the preview for the specific channel. So All right, so we have a title text view. So actually, let's think about this, because this title and this timestamp, they could honestly just be inside of a VStack, and we could throw a spacer in between the two of them. So I'm going to jump below here and create another view. I'm going to call it title test view. Probably bad name, but who cares? And we're going to create an HStack. Okay, let's say text. This is the title, so this is going to be username here. We want to make the line limit 1, and let's make it bold, and let's pop that in here. So we have title text view, but we're not done. We'll put a spacer here, and on the extreme hand is going to be the timestamp. So let's say text, let's say 5:50 p.m. right? And the foreground style is going to be gray for the timestamp, and maybe just add a little bit of fonts to it as well. Fonts, system size 15. That feels right. That feels right. Okay, and what else? So we need our last message preview. So I'm going to go here and also just create another function. We'll call it last message preview, some view. And what do we have? We have a text that let's just say, hey, welcome. Let's add a font modifier. Let's add a line limit of like 2. Let's create a little bit more space here. And let's make the foreground style gray as well, because that matches, for example, you have a voice message here. Yeah, that matches that. And we're going to put that up here, just right below the title text view. We're going to say last message preview. Boom. All right, what's going on here? I think everything looks pretty good. What am I missing? Nothing in particular. Maybe just change this to QA user 12, just so we can see what we're working at. Alrighty, I am going to take this channel item view. I'm going to go into my channel tab screen, and I am going to pop this right inside of this list. So I'm going to create a for each. Okay, let's go the for each. And this is just a placeholder until we actually roll in the channel data in the next couple of episodes. So channel item view. Okay, boom. Look at that, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. That looks pretty good to me. What do you guys think? That looks pretty good to me. I think that's pretty much what we need. The only bit that's left is we need a footer, this right here. So let's create a quick footer right here. Let's just create another function. Let's see. So I'm going to call it inbox. I'll just call it inbox footer view. That feels like a pretty good name. All right, what do we have here? So we have an HStack right here. It almost looks like a label, but I think we should just make it an HStack of concatenated strings. So let's do that. And before we get ahead of ourselves, let's actually put this inbox view inside of our list just to see what we're working with. So right below the for each, I'm going to pop in an inbox footer view. And if you scroll down, you can see what we're working with. I'll just change this to 1 just so we can see the footer as we're building it. All right, so we have an image. All right, what else do we have? We have 2 concatenated strings. The first one says your personal messages are your personal. And the second one says what? The second one says end to end encrypted. And I'll make the foreground color of this blue. All right, now, since like we said, we're going to be concatenating it, because as you can see, let me actually comment this out. As you can see, without concatenation, this is what it looks like in an HStack. So if we wanted to flow like a single line here, this is how we do that. We're going to take this toText, we're going to move it inside of this brackets that we just opened, and we're going to add a plus icon. So plus, and this is a way to concatenate strings. And that looks pretty good, except we need to style the foreground colors for this bad boys. So I think for us to do that, let's just go outside of the HStack and change the foreground styles. Gray. Let's give it a caption for fonts. And I don't know, let's pad the horizontal alignment. Alrighty, that looks pretty good to me. What are we missing? What are we missing? Oh, yeah, let's hide the separator because there's no separator line here. We have a separator line here. I don't know if you can see it. You know, those separator lines, we need to remove that. So let's just do the list row, I think separator, that's what it's called. Yeah, I think that's what we're looking for. Hidden. There we go. That looks more like it. And I think that's it. What are we missing, guys? I think that's pretty much it. You know, we have our chat. Let's change this to like 12. All right, that's pretty much it. So let's take this channel tab screen, go inside of our main tab view right here, and replace this placeholder with channel tab screen. Now let's run our simulator, right? So I'm going to close this completed version. Let me bring the current version that we're working on up here. All right, if we go into our channel tab screen, look at that, guys and girls. That looks pretty good. You know, a toolbar item, they're all in position. We are making some fast progress here. In the next couple of episodes, we're going to build out the settings screen. We're going to start building out the channel, the chat room, which is like when you navigate from this channel tab screen into a chat room, which is where your list of messages are actually going to belong. And we're going to do a lot of cool stuff, you know, creating a channel, sending a message, sending voice messages, sending text messages, photo messages, video messages. There's going to be a lot of cool stuff. Push notifications. This is going to be a lit series. By the time we're done, we're going to learn a lot of stuff. If you derive a lot of value from this kinds of video, please subscribe to the channel and leave that like button. It means a lot to me. Till next time, bye.